Tucked away in the north wing of the state capitol basement is a space that pays tribute to Minnesota's German heritage. Brian Pease of the Minnesota Historical Society talks about the controversial history of this historic gathering space. The state capitol Rathskeller is sort of a time capsule from 1905 when the building was built. What is the history of this impressive basement room?
Yeah, this is a really significant part of Cass Gilbert's visioning of these spaces. And it's unique because it's a German Rathskeller, so it's patterned after something you would find in a German public hall. The tradition is they debate upstairs, and then at the end of the day, they come down, have a few drinks, talk to each other, so there's a camaraderie and a fellowship. So it's kind of a place to unwind after a busy day. So there's that, the German immigration, that was our largest immigration group, has been throughout our history of a state. And so that is a nice nod to the German heritage, but also to kind of impart that tradition of a German public space and a place to gather below ground.
The combination of anti-German sentiment and prohibition had a big effect on the Rathskeller. What happened?
That really was a key event in how you would have seen this building and this space in particular after World War I began. So it was kind of a double whammy, a two-edged sword for the Rathskeller because it has a lot of drinking slogans written in German. So now we're fighting a war against Germany. Plus there was a lot of strong prohibition forces. So you have German drinking slogans, which is not a good combination for what people saw as a place to bring the public down to or be a part of that establishment. So this entire ceiling, all the walls are whitewashed. Everything was painted white. And that was the tradition for many, many years. There was a time in the 30s when Governor Theodore Christensen painted some of the slogans back in. And then we're not sure why that got covered up again a few years after that. And it wasn't until we did the restoration of the space in 1999 that we brought back all the original stencils, all the drinking slogans again, to give you a sense of what it would have appeared like in 1905.
How extensive was the research that needed to be done to bring it back to its original intent?
Yeah, we did a lot of research just to understand the space a lot more. That's where we never really found any evidence to say that this was a governor's edict because of the war, World War I. Most of the documentation we see with letters to the governor, women's auxiliary groups, was to kind of advocate for the prohibition, to remove the drinking slogans. But it's a combination of both. I think we can understand that's kind of the sentiment of America at that time.
Why should visitors to the Capitol come see the Rathskeller?
Well, as I said before, it's a really neat space. It's something you don't necessarily expect to see in the state capitol. And once again, since it's been restored, 1999 it reopened in 2000. It's a full service, cafeteria again, so you can
during
eat
the
here.
legislative session.
During the legislative session, you can come down here and eat. And then it's also just a beautiful place to see that decoration. And it's a combination of an American Rathskeller and a German Rathskeller because you have traditionally in a Rathskeller in Germany, you might have German eagles. Well, here we have eagles that are American eagles instead of a German eagle. And then you also have two dates that are important parts of our state's history, 1849, which is the year we became a territory, 1858 we became the 32nd state. So those dates were part of that original stencil. And so there's insets as you walk through and see this restored space. We were able to preserve some of the original stencil, and so that's inset against the wall, and there's a new layer of plaster on the edges of that or above that has the new stencil. But throughout this space you can see these really neat examples of what it looked like in 1905. The public is welcome to come down here. We have a nice little exhibit that Minnesota Historical Society put together, a little display to explain a little bit more of the history, and you can see some of what happened to this space. And you also discover there are 22 layers of paint on top of the original art. So there was a lot of overpainting and painting of the ceiling over time.
And since the renovation in 2017, there is overflow space now by the governor's dining room and the judicial dining room. Is that right? Yeah,
there's additional eating space, and that's really a nice addition to the public access and usability of this space. This can be a noisy space when there's a lot of people here. It's a neat historic space to have lunch, But also, if you want a little bit more quieter conversation or overflow, there's a kind of an adjunct space down the hallway that's another neat space with reproductions of the furniture that was there, the tables and the chairs, some television, so if you want to watch the committees or the session, you can kind of keep up to date with that. So as part of the restoration project, it's a really important part of what we do here and how the public can use the spaces.